because I got my victory in Christ Jesus. In you we are more than conquerors. The steadfast love of our God never ceases, and there are new every day. Thank you so much for joining us live on 101.7 on the frequency modulation dial. And you can also join us live on Facebook, OK 101.7 FM. Thank you so much, Apostle Emmanuel Inkum from the radiant place at Apenkwa, with the undiluted word of God, the powerful word of God. Now, welcome to another week, a brand new week in the new year 2025. We are just 20 days in the new year. We are just 20 days in the new year. Expect a move. Expect the transformative power of God. Expect a shift. Expect a supernatural movement in your life. The earnest expectations await the sons and daughters of God. And they that put their trust in God shall be strong, and they will do exploit. For if your faith and your trust is in God, it's like a tree planted by the riverside. Once again, thank you so much and God bless you. This is OK 101.7 FM. Yada wonyankopon asia wie na yemfa aseda kese ema adwuma wura. The president of Despite Conglomerate, Dr. Chairman Kwame Despite, and our chairman Dr. Ernesto Forisapon, the global president. And Ghana's all-time favorite, hard-working, the most performing, experienced media manager, the managing director, Dr. Father Dixon. An epitome of grace, hard work, humility, and loyalty. I tap into your blessing, I tap into your favor, I tap into your grace. And our general manager, the affable, the unassuming, the humble, Lawyer Kennedy Asante say, my name is Abeku Agri Santana, under the heavy production of the producer extraordinaire, the international award-winning producer Godwin Dogbe, heavily supported by the stylish DJ Big Fletch, Benjamin Kumsing, putting us on social media. There's always something you can be sure of, and that is when you get an encounter with God. Push it up, push it up. Hi. I see you, Ade Akye Abia and Emmanuel Osejan. Good afternoon to you all. May God protect Ghana and the rest of the world. Today, America has a new president, and in Ghana we also have a new president. Ghana and America, we share a lot in common. A former president is now a new president of America, and a former president is now a new president of the Republic of Ghana. What a history! What a history! Ghana and America are experiencing history. I don't know what you're going through, but they that put their trust in God, they will never be put to shame. If God is all that you have, then you have more than enough. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Though it tarries, it will surely come.
When the murderers and the rapists, them burn out clean.
Mama friend Chakasiama, Mebra Penny Francis, a year Money Matters, one of Ghana's oldest music producers in the UK.
Sing, sing, sing.
Money Matters,
Shout, shout.
or Dawson Market in London. Thursday will be your birthday and we'll celebrate you.
I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna shout.
Ebraso sir, ya twetwen komo na enawie abrantie bakwa onyankopon edina dum oman Ghana eba no eye communication na no ate onimade events leading to the December 7th general election He was one of the social media commentators that the media reached out to him. Very knowledgeable, very articulate, very practical, and also a few years apart. Una ubeka se General Mosquito. Mosquito ya kiti bi nanso okawa. Ne ya de buburuja sana branti etie. Una wa ya slim nanso wo bie na no okasa. Adra bi husa General Mosquito. Akwachia otufo na okwa ha ne ntoma. Misi no mpeni General Abaya did I guess yeah. Many people doubt him, but I cannot do it without him. That's why we praise him so. His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, baby I will be a Yankupon. Now who are they in Shira? And Pibo Anna Yesre Ademasa or Sru Yankupon, Yehua Yankupon. Yankupon what do what do a free opposition Abba a year government Timono. Yankupon on do a Nimukai. And I won't be a Ubetu Susu, be a Befabiano, Emma Ghana and Quananim, Emma Ghana and Tumpon, Emma Ghana and Yampropo. Now, Obi our Powerman Penny, John Dramani Mahama, or Penny Bonnet, or Powerman Penny, John Mahama, and Ninguasiano, sending Guasiana, Washisha Wasusuno, or Yankupoma and Kowa also. Sansuni Abompire Edema, former president, His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo. His Excellency John Mahama, apa one otumfo Saboku and Tokwane Boku and Sensamno, Wamunshama Sunjue ni adwobre enkoso. Yebestre emabunu ewo boase, yebestre emabunu ewo adwura, yebestre emabunu ewo omamu babia. Sa Ghana ya sunjue mai, ya to abawie, aban foforo ba. Ni akane se yede mpaibo ebetai aban foforo yachi na wonyankopon a wahwe ye emfie pitepepe 68 years se oman no onyankopon koso a ehwe ye yama asundwie entena oman mu yebesere amanyofo se aban foforo na aba endi to na bro aban foforo na aba onya abosomi mpo yenya botre na yemfa mpaibo emfa ntanachi na ensusu ye pa bia owo onyankopon ma ensusu ye pa no embrem na onyankopon enhira wo man Ghana adwuma bia wo bia ye bia onyankopon ento ne nhira nsuo nguso emfa wo ne ba bia wo hye wo man mu onyankopon ma ne nsu yie onyankopon ma ensuo nto ma akuafo no bae emfu promprom onyankopon ema sika embra wo man mu onyankopon eyi yade emfiri ye so onyankopon bampo enye kese emfa maye onyankopon asomdue entena wo man Ghana mu yabompaye adema MPP fo nyina omuso ka ho ena amamuo ene governance ene democracy ekoso ma obia enwoshi obia bone mum yentena se asundwie mu ne odom ne baako ye mu enso na buronko na so no dokoronko ye nyina ye Ghana fo obi fu gumu a ye mfum ndwa enti asundwie ni adwobre enko boase onyankopon asundwie enko oboase ene ne mpotamu nyina ene yato nsafre yenua bema baako asede medika kai yayi no akire ewo eye social media so sede obia enim no ye friend no eye Innocent na Innocent eye social commentator but oye professional oye health professional na events leading to election. He was one of the voices and brains that we sought his views on a lot of issues. Eti abanfu frabe na no nchese bia oye campaign edema aba no there be ono a social commentator even though ohuniema bi na eya oka ohuniema bi na enya oka ena wie ye betwetwe nkomo edi afa eye omampani John Mahama na ban a abaso memfa ne se na watwe mienu pe 2 weeks penie na ban ebaso wadi kan apaw empanifo bi ministerial appointment CEOs and MDs and a constitutional review committee the expectations and anticipated impact and it does what ben Edia Ghana for ehwehwe no anamotu a omampani Jo Mahama etui eso ani ema akomatoyem ema enidaso bi se ampa the better Ghana, the prosperity Ghana na yehwehwe no ebebe mu ana ora Innocent yemano akwaba. Elizabeth Gage said, innocent with innocent face. It's time for point of order. Adam Sikapa. Anna Mami Akwe say point of order. And you may be a see who, and you may be a see a share, and you may be a see a tiase. Innocent, Yamakwaba, official panso.
I will come to you.
And Pomu to say,
oh, Yamana do Mahonio Hanka.
Yadan Kupon say, and oh my Ghana, that was it. Sir Okano Kre. And obipu ompu okano kre na leading to December election na o TV show any radio so bebrebe wabadwuma ne na wo hwehwe no onyankopon adom ene Ghana for dodo na hwehwe no nyankopon adom abam. His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama ababefa oman akonya as the 6th president of the 4th Republic. Na yehwe omampani tumia odibu emra said ye kano executive instrument ye ohwe constitution na the president announced so far 20 also obey ministers ahe ministries 60
yes
out of 30 ministries
yes
but drop it at the about 23 ministries. Ushasa anamontuya wetuya ebinum se emma nkrofo nya adwuma den na hu say na hu no some movie a omampani ameki.
I think that they did come and mention what here for now. We've gotten to a point in our national politics in as much as president our overwhelming power and authority to make appointment be open. Ya bedru a point last time I catch Ghana for better politics. I say Ghanaians are really involved in this whole governance thing. Omo input, criticism. We are president. You need to factor. Yeah, Kotwabano. Now one of the major concerns in Ghana for war has to do with the size of government. President Akufo-Addo present here. And in the lead up to the elections, now they need to cut down the size of government. And no. And my President Mahama make that particular promise or he will cut down the size of government. That promise was in line with the expectations and the demands of Ghanaians at the time. Now Ghana go through economic crisis. I don't need to put out the numbers. You know the kind of economic crisis and Ghana for come. So onya to me no na say all work that particular talk, and is the reason why all the executive instrument by at early stage to slash down the size of government from 30 ministries to 23. Satisfy promise na o make it to Ghanaians. Satisfy the demands from Ghanaians prior to the elections. And so we have a lot of people run commentaries around it as to whether say ne cost saving effect and as for whichever way you see it, it will significantly save us the cost, because you know what comes with appointment ministers and as for them, and slashing down about 7 ministries from 30 to 23 obviously will give us that particular way. And again, the whole ministerial way he said he will not go beyond 60. So what it means is that all the 16 regional ministers in Bakawa, some of the ministries are not even going to have deputies. And to me, I think that is the efficiency that we need, because in modern governance, you don't need a crowd, you need efficiency. And you can do your multitasking and ensure say I get people to do the right thing. So I think on that particular line he has done well, especially looking at Nema Ghana for Kai and Nasefonum and Abeku. So far so good. Ubisa Mr. President Mahama by Senna Messi who Nema. I'll say he has been tactically exceptional in some of the decisions that he's making. And over some of the decisions, now clearly Charles said this is a person who him the he has been there before, so there is no time to linger over a choice. And this is some of the directives now. Their manner, he's very precise, concise, and the tone no are so direct, and there is no ambiguity hanging on some of the decisions and the choices he's making. For instance, apart from sort of cutting down the size of government, few days after, or the Constitutional Review Committee said we see kind of babon thing. And here one of the significant core Ghana for making has to do with say we need to do massive constitutional re-engineering, because I can sit here and point out to you say there are essential portions of our constitution.
Before you continue on that tangent of the constitutional review, there are other decisions through the executive instrument that His Excellency the President from January 9 yes, sworn in 2 days per and the executive instrument, Civil Service Ministries Executive Instrument 2021 EI 12 or 12 a year Juma. Now this instrument was made in exercise of power conferred on the president under section 11 subsection 3 of the Civil Service Act 1993 and PNDC law 327. We're creating new ministry, and as I say, who say a constitutional mandate. We're creating new ministry. We're removing ministries in Ibi. For instance, youth, were ye every sports. Ministry of Youth Development and Empowerment. Sports, we're naming a recreation. We're adding Ministry of Sports and Recreation. Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, or the Akoka local government. And I feel so green transition, energy, the name energy, or the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, so ababeka ho. Then innovation bako Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, or the innovation so then ababeka ho. Ministries be to say communication, digital technology, and innovation. Now these ministries Yabeka said were revoking and now we here Ministry of Information. Ministry of Information. Nkrumah time ne o Minister of Information. Aye Kofi Baku Kweku Baku Papa. Eniho. National Security, Minister of National Security. Eniho. Minister of Parliamentary Affairs. Eniho. Minister of Railway Development. Eniho. Madam Cecilia Dapa Ministry a ojato ho. Yaguno Sanitation and Water Resources. And also eniho. Sadamidi Kankai Chieftaincy Religious Affairs and Public Enterprises. So the executive instrument EI 12 that gives the president the power under the Civil Service Ministries instrument to power conferred on him as the president. So to me here ubebusa say some ministries realignment ebeboa continuity and now say governance said the kasa continuum
no, I'm not sure, because as a president, before I always set up this ministry, you look at the larger vision for the mind. That is why you have that overwhelming constitutional mandate to do that re-engineering within. So you look at the vision, baby, our person will position on minor core and be informed on your next line of action. For instance, youth development and empowerment. We've been advocating, say, a population where youth in a dorsal. And such a critical sector won't be pushy under sports when that particular sports sector is a huge rema. Anything be combined the two now, the youth will not feel that particular effect. So creating a whole ministry for the youth, it will give us a certain focus. Say they are the future leaders. How do we rebuild these future leaders? So that will become a focus of that particular ministry. My government, that particular power, not just to ensure, say, that creative power and the creative talent our young people in this country, you bet me I'm on a certain pathway who said there is a future for young people in this country. Young come under any other thing, because I want you to know now to make build or more. You should know, so you are building them for tomorrow, and there wouldn't be a situation where Ube put under another ministry. Then at the end of the day, over the years, how the youth and sports ministry have been able to empower young people in this country. Over the years, some of the youth entrepreneurship programs they virtually become an extension of political party offices where people go there for money, and in the end, to be under some of these modules we've been able to empower, create this job opportunity, provided this incentive for young people. So I think that the president making youth development and empowerment a particular focus, feeding into the larger vision for young people in this country.
All right, so Ivan Che Innocent, youth activist and social commentator, thank you so much. Hold on for me now. Menko Aumane, so now one great man who also fought immensely for this so-called second independence of Ghana. Mausi Oliver Baka Vomawo. Now, this man has fought immensely. He was once in our studio from the early days, or they fix the country. Mausi Oliver Baka Vomawo is a Cambridge, Africa PhD scholar at the Faculty of Law. Now, Ebano governance, he has served as an advisor, a significant law and policy expert in various African countries. A lot of people don't know Mausi Oliver Baker, Vomawo, the contribution to governance, even in the United States of America, United Nations system. He has been frequently engaged to interface with the private businesses, legislators, governmental ministries, agencies, departments, several industries. Events leading to the election, who was on a former national security advisor or minister Kandapa on any CNE sama or the Sunni CNE. Yeka obi a wa brepa under Akufo-Addo government pa na Oliver Baker Vomawo. Now he's joining us on the line to share with us one significant move by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the Constitutional Review Committee that was set up. Everyone say, hey, Mahama, or extending the tenure. Why? I didn't know per se or review Constitution. Oliver, good afternoon, and it's a pleasure having you on our show today. Bibia Boko, dear.
I'm doing very well.
Nyankopon and a show swampa. Oliver, what brepa, what brepa. Minim, sir, and now buying for Frabe, dear Nanado, Dankwa Akufo-Addo, na buying or how ufemu, what the back chewom, what the back chewom. It says,
my trouble is just a for the you may say more among things that Ghana and Ghana.
What trouble be did that?
I say your mind, yeah, my GM. And make us be lipid gambling media, no. Medica.
Oh, dear, check.
Media check Ghana.
Oh, dear, check Ghana.
I do my mind. And you need Papa. Send Papa could be a story, sir, your best say of mine and I get tomorrow. Can me a team of mine. You hear the gun for actually on 7 December. Yeah, kind of think it's 2 pounds on your coin.
Lawyer, you have been a law policy consultant to World Bank, UNDP, DFID, and a number of multinational agencies. One significant move, His Excellency President Mahama, the Constitutional Review Committee or the other. Now, Nkrumah has started criticizing, say, why the Constitutional Review Committee? Now, Omanpenny EPSA or extending the tenure. Tell us, what do you think about this Constitutional Review Committee, and what are your expectations as a lawyer and a consultant?
In fact, I'm sure I drink quick 2009, Omanpenny that Atamil, let's say a Constitution Review Commission. Constitution Review Commission, and I'm a count. And during that process, 2 years, it's in Ghana, so it's Ghana for. I produce over 1,000-page reports. Recommendations a year, over 476 recommendations. A move concerned and 267 of these recommendations recommendation no eh recommendations that ye fa constitutions in bit ni article constitution ni let me ama ye mpuntu so akonani na answer na omampanyin dada atano best for me constitution review commission no na Ghana political party nyina dia to say answer na Ghana bit me afa ni tuma pa ekra no na ho be nyina say constitution ye be hwemu na nyama atu nyina ye bit me CC na in fact no nipa odi agene ba ye also just the first time say ko no be create constitution review commission ayo mampanyin da akufu ado o kan si tu say tumi a ye de mo mampanyin wo Ghana no ene ye mama nke bia mamu no bo enhwemu ana say ene no en support them na no be da name atama starting the process na ye publishing report no report by Chibia na Nyamefre no Akamel see soon of John Mahama by at the time no issue will be a friend of white paper no accept recommendations maybe actually who wants to about other recommendations no be free so and another thing now career on the suggestions that a young commission be signed of back Obeka president ni share no who was a 2 year campaign the more campaign no e managing tax kakra man be ka say bibi anyone na wo constitution no is here to stand no say be to be poor na assemblyman na ye euro mo no ke yen stand no na yen no party yen party amanyonsam enko district assembly and then Ghana for company na Ghana for plan there as ye nkola na ye bobo na wo a okra ball no na bia oka bibi no bia ampene so so match me ball nti mampanye da kan so there Ghana for ma ye mfa manyo se mu nko district ni mo dia and then watch the constitution review process you know onya ho review nti se o mampanye aba na se Ghana for nyina press a constitution nya ho bibi no so se obehwe I am within the first 120 days. No, can you know 21 days, 14 days in Poma. Now with me 2 committee. So 2 or more committee in Muyam for 4. And yes, of being cast the NDC board were young. In fact, committee really 8. 8, no, most 6. A young for Tamana, Mampino to John Mahama. The first step, no, Omokasi tear John Mahama papa ye. But one chair, no, I can say Ghana, no found who be in here. Send a Ghana with into my paper, you know. While pray with winning Abba, after committee say I'm going to for showman, the no winning. Send a bit me recommendations to do a double. Send a bit me implementing. I'm going to shift the constitution the way you and don't know. Secondly, so. We'll come back to Constitution Review Commission more year now. One your recommendation be had that say President's term of office and more review of office. They have to be longer. President committee was one candidate. He said no. In fact, no idea several times so that idea no. If you know, another opportunity. The recommendations of my end, I think it me actually your parliament wouldn't say, but I'm making sure that court, don't watch them know how over than court, more being fat upon chin page and go judge. And who in any yes, am I a constitution? I share. I'm an A. And they said, your mom steps are all fixed. Yeah, the idea you're pricing and gonna put it may. So, maybe mission and crime. Now, committee into me, Juma, a bit near my constitution, so no, you're improving.
Okay, right. So, lawyer Oliver Baka Vomawo, you what my abakwasem ni nyina 2009 said your kind and Professor John Evans Atamil so nyankopon fa ne kransi obedi mampani enote Constitutional Review Commission na onwadwuma omoyeye no na wo ka ho said the protocol white paper report ed by recommendation aban a eba yi amfa nye adwuma. One of the recommendation a district assembly election SSN kaye on political way ye call ye abato koto se Ghana for se omo pese yento aba in DCs ene MDCs ne politically but nanado se there be one pe se see a committee ya omampani John Mahama apawon emu enipa ensia critics of his former administration. Mimbo boding by yenyina yenim. Emu 6. We just a committee bipartisan. Na Nkrumah busa say, what are some of the key attention in the constitution? SSC review. Mekai said 2010. Professor Kwame Ahoy. HMA Ade legal regulatory framework. Now assignment bakwa odema ene se yankwohwe 1992 constitution na yanhwe which sections of the constitution should be amended na me pese me bit me controversial into me koka the section of the constitution are a protected a former president, the indemnity clauses in the constitution. Many we as a law consultant tell us what na now your constitution ufa a Supreme Court judges there's no upper limit. Any other things meaning how the committee is going to work, whether they're going to receive memorandum from individuals or they are going to solicit ideas. Give us some key highlights of the constitution. Ujiri se SSA yesesano enimu ya.
I recommend that say. I mean, say na make about to share constitution review commission the year in power. Over 257 recommendations. Most recommendations in the constitution issues the door. Because they could be in but there are some key ones for Ghana for Ghana for Katra. First of all, all my you come up in the constitution no and man who finds say or man or the global attack another two. Sir or the levy between so that the obey the normal no Mama who finds with that. And I'm going to be something and so my penny would be a demo first and another first lady over here demo. Not on no taxes say the best yet by him to my name of own trivia. No at the hang and I say one of the issues that propose first secondly, so me now say crime and I say a pump that walk in this one. And found 30 years, 40 years, Abba. The Abba come pay, you bet me back court anytime. The constitution says, "O man, no fees to O man, my young gun of 1 or 3 years. You are here one time of government, so 4 years, the Amfa now court within 3 years. Yes, the million function. In the environment, let's share a call you now. MVP can't break the age. Omo breaking age na. Yeah, idea. But my bawumia na be ye man pinyo be so kwan ya so country na na do aso wo you from so government na sa po no boy yen so ya Ghana boy within 3 years with me anya won hwia yen mi nya na hwia and also one of the recommendations and conferences here is necessary. Open no gracia so say more constitution ma ho kwan ma obi betimi abaye MP 4 years India me at Ghana tika over 300,000 and 400,000 better to get over 3 billion to 30 billion need them back abra teacher put me here over 30 years ebe we you know the pension pay and do 30,000. Now, and the fairness were him. I bring it to be the tree of Musiho at some of mine. Yeah, live with the mono. If we project to come on, the account of the young to cry a problem. A idea, and also you can recommendations now. yeah, over MMDC, so what's my kind of see answer no. And go over brief. Did he say a church Mama, my younger mini BC? Now, we have constitution in the Mumpoa. Can you say the MPB never promising so by your fine, or be so consistent as the baby? Because that took me in any budget in the DC, you know. But if I say, young to a my DC, you know, and go over the Adrian Kumu, say, Hon and Yanko, Ma, you could be sat so may yes, ransom way. Over brain so fees there. Ghana, Manya Samuel, Aqua, Obi or baby Aqua and manifesto. Or you can create with you, baby, no jack to her, not the other banners on to us to. But say, be a national development plan to be a share political parties in Axua. No more bow, being cast a man, may buy you know. But they got a echo share a Japaki demo and nothing football. Maybe I will plan the excess Ghana food and some will be out. At least, no, I accept the airmen will not more than 2 kilometers. Now I government the national yourself with me mapping Ghana, need to be Ghana 40. Not to media, I accept the place, no, all at the way you saw also with your purpose. The constitutional map, no point say, we so cool, no, so we see to cool your community in here.
Lawyer, since Constitutional Review Commission in 2009 worked on the Constitution and their recommendations over 257, new Constitutional Review Committee, are they going to look at the recommendation and now they are going to receive new proposals for the amendment of the Constitution?
So there are two things. Statements now, a appointed committee now. Or my parents said they have to look at worker on my year to see what are the challenges to its implementation. Now, within those 15 years, different perspectives about in terms of Ghana working. The last 8 years, what training, why say, Ghana, Nkrumah. No better be in Brano, a high upper. And also, better than a fine way, better me a tight train your constitution with you. So, our thinking, the Savior Committee, you know, so no better share will improve some of the recommendations of my year, no, so now. But I'm on 5 months. Within those 5 months, no, on make sure whether they obey limited engagement across board, on the basis of those recommendations, you know. And then said on person more advise the president to know why so able to implement so they are on my catch on someone and say able to implement and then say you can't be mammy kid yeah can't why implement that.
Lawyer, my final question your Supreme Court would be a home a cotton pa ye lately our Supreme Court has come under public scrutiny and for actually the apex of the court, which is not good at all in our democratic dispensation. Ushe Ekwanya Yefaso appointed judges onto the Supreme Court. His Excellency Nanado Dankwa Ekufuado term. Yehu private legal practitioners that he appointed them onto the Supreme Court. Yehu omo appeal court or the omo court Supreme Court. Ene de keka ho. Uji dise Constitutional Review Committee commission time uye hu adwuma. One of the most critical institutions SSC na ye review ebeye the judiciary, i.e. the Supreme Court, which has no upper limit, no ceiling, and it makes the president, too powerful to add onto the judges on the Supreme Court at any time. What do you think about that?
So the first thing I'm going to say, you know, judiciary, no, and I say Supreme Court, no, one of the institutions away democracy. Instead, it means review, criticize, discuss. There be a parliament and executive, you know. Then I have point to discuss the court. The bigger issue I hear within the past few years, you know, it doesn't inspire confidence with you. A critical issue, which is that the work of our democracy, if people lose faith in the judiciary and not in the Supreme Court. Now, the issues about putting an upper limit and answering do I even be appointed to the Supreme Court, because then, over the last few years, and in Supreme Court and other courts, the former president appointed nearly 200 judges across all our courts. Currently on the Supreme Court, all the persons on the Supreme Court, apart from one, are appointees of the former president. And none of that drink a crack. Beyond that, one of the recently petition, Professor Kukwatari, they call here for the removal of the Chief Justice. Chief Justice, which letter command judge said, may my recommendation for 1, 2, 3 judges for we appoint Mobra. Abra was Judicial Council. I need you to be recommending judges. I've bet you. The problem is saying and discussing no more president perform to the court. Those are issues yet mean you kind of sweep under the carpet. We need to talk about them. So the way forward about saying democracy mobile the mechanism, the ways in which people get onto the Supreme Court, the number of people our president did me appointed. The president didn't put an to appointed based on the answer based on recommendation of a body like the Judicial Council and so on. These are conversations that we need to have.
Okay.
I think they make the appoint judges to make sure that under the control of any party.
Okay. You better lawyer Mausi Oliver Baker Vomawo on the line. He is a lawyer and a policy consultant. Yedana CP. Osajifo, thank you so much. We appreciate your time with us today.
Thank you.
Right, it's just a minute after 5. My member studio na member Yankasa, your brother Ivan Che Innocent. So, Ivan, one of the bodies, me fan say His Excellency President Mahama appointed. Said the Udi Kankai, or Shegana Fobo. Say within 90 days, 120 days, and you may be obey, and no, and what shall say, oh yeah, back with oral. Operation Recover All Loot. Ebinwa cassette ya say unconstitutional dedikai. 2. Ebinwa cassette orano oni tumi bia entino di omo ye kura enkosiaga. Ebinwa kura so witch hunting. Witch hunting. Oti ase e ka witch hunting a befu a watata nipa. Say na uhu orally so far o hwe omo moves a omaye any counter reaction efi enkanka MPP the former government appointees wana ujiri se eno so bekwa kwaye ubese a 9-day wonder na.
Yes, I think the concept ora no enye new creation. Before the elections, one of the promises that President Mahama made to the people of this country, because na ye privy to the extent of loot and corruption na ekoso. So what Tanase Krana say analyze some of the promises that he made. Some people will tell you say one of the reasons why Ghanaians voted massively for John Mahama the promise to bring on board this aura. Oba one of the first way has to do with the constitution of that particular committee. Even at the time I know your president elect. Since then, what a lot of people are say whether say scared no muyo said you said that we can raising say illegal, but none of them has been able to raise any valid legal argument. I justify say indeed this particular thing is illegal. One, the Seminar Mokano has no basis because the president has power to set up a committee. That particular committee, who be paying President Akufo-Addo pencil. He set up a commission. Your friends a interministerial commission on Galamsey. So when a federal market was asking, say that particular authority to set up that committee, legal na that question. At the time President Akufo-Addo set up that commission, he should have gone for that particular answer at the time. So clearly, it was this particular oral thing breach any constitutional authority. And again, argument of making is say oral frawa memma. Or more F by answer question. Ora any power to call anybody. They do not have power to prosecute anybody. They do not have power to force anybody to go into prosecution. Their job is to receive information from people like a platform, like a Bekute or studio ha. and I will say wow obi ato mo na say what threatening will be no evidence of abra but be come attorney general I'm gonna prosecute you. That's exactly what ORA is doing. ORA any power of prosecution. They don't have that authority to summon, call anybody. So President Mahama Yenadjin said, here will be to be called that. There are other state agencies are clothed with prosecutorial power authority to call people. One has to do with Yoko. They have the power to call. Your friend is a special prosecutor. Our power to call. Even the AG itself, Lancaster, our power to summon. So what is this big fuss about this?
So I think I heard an argument. I think lawyer Honorable Roxanne the Fiamakpo.
Okay.
Saying that Nkrumah muka say ora no illegal and illegal unconstitutional no omunko no munko read law ye. Na even the Whistleblowers Act the Nkrumah to receive information said there okay no.
Yes.
Eti Nkrumah no ma omodi omasem akoma ora. Mami bi asene dan wo cantonments bia na Nkrumah bi person omoje ora for koye. I think sir or director of CSIR omo akwa intervene ye hu say Du Bois Center na omo ediama a third party agency bia omo ye nkrata ma no lease nyina ka ho as such a monument heritage site obi nanka eba be manage ade a heritage site it should be managed by the Museums and Monuments Board. No, there's a third party agency abanda day ene no akọ contract say omo be renovate Du Bois Center no mo renovate ho wi a obehu say exhibition centers ne ade nyina ho private entity ene be manage ho we nu nyina no orafo no eteye no omutu anamo eko stop e ti uti ya yesi Du Bois Center ya closing it down orafo no eko make sure say obi a oni emra kwan erihihya amfa mra kwan so no operation recover.
Yeah, so these are the critical information that this particular committee has put together. And I know that they until the president a different mandate and I be over reconstitute. They will have to pass every information when you be either to the Attorney General, to the Special Prosecutor or Yoko for further investigation and then further prosecution. So I think they are more causing the usual political, emotional arguments that people will always put up. Because Nkrumah said, "Assemble now the NDC MPP pe na fe aye foolish case." The media will begin to take your fans position. Oh, omaba and omo witch hunting. Now, be we are witcher. Na say hunting. What is your problem? If you are a witch, you will be hunted. And I think say we are witch no be hunted. Meti hai. So when you witcher. Yeah, hunting man, you understand? So I think they understand the extent of the crime that has been committed. For instance, President Mahama issued directive to Lands Commission, said they should stop the sale processing of land beer akoso in recent times, and we are more 14 days ultimatum to write a report on anybody on Maton state land that money beer. All these things are part of the broader agenda just to ensure say they recover the loot these people have taken. So say Orineji on that particular mandate here, he will fail. And at this point, Mahama cannot afford to fail the people of this country. And one of the major promises that he make or making Ghana for Abamano has to do with recovering the loot. And I think that he's on right track. So when you watch Obia Hantel and the Ora no Yena Juma receiving information as for so what he was say Ora Befrawa, they are not calling anybody. They are gathering information. The information that they gather will be passed to the appropriate institution to take issues of prosecution up. And then as for no, you're from now on, the one to call you, no, call you. The special prosecutor will call you. Other people will call you for whatever that will happen. So I think that time has come. Say, I'm yes, way. Now you're establish a conventional, you're saying. Red lines in the sand, conventional deterrence. Ama manfo who say oba aban mu a enye opportunity for you to come and steal abeku oman we bebo, because if you consider what these people have done and they go home with all the loot obi ti say sisila da pa abere watimi obekwa nem passe na $1 million ese nem passe timi nya kokoduro. And you see the sad aspect of this whole is nipa no mo be wura politics dodo na ebirimo nyini ba adwen no uhema esan wo fam ba beku. How on earth and will be your first a politically exposed person? Ubetimenya kukodru asisa over $1 million good them no be a korea. Now was yenya kukodru to walk to a police station to go and make a report. No reasonable politician will do that. But this woman had the gut and the audacity after doing this to walk to a police station. Echo report to you. Police for no so sometimes the first person they should have arrested to na yam bisa na babi onya $1 million, but police for no dia chire ekoche nkura ne de court until the court your friends documents leak yansa na yebehu.
So every complainant is a suspect.
No, the amount of money involved.
So also police for no ma call report and come on.
Esen ko mo chile wo ha lock no man chile babi onya sa sika no, because in America and other places, you can't just walk to to make a report.
But Nkrumah say as me court office of the special prosecutor, yes, you need prosecuting powers because abansi can be anjirae ako yoku yehu economic organized crime will be a mameno a committee intino obisika sabi so or you politically exposed umberi obiasika intini nyina suspicions and allegation mami so according to the yate and it says sika no ni nua ohini bia wa wusika so the wa wunim kata woto obeden no akwaji sika why can't we leave this matter to rest?
Say ni nua no sika ni nua no nya magician no tete aha ne dan ni sika babi okoye adwuma onya sa sika no there should be a trail, because you see we need to get serious in this country. Amount of money be about account to legitimately you work for it, there should be a tax trail where that particular money is coming from. So in other places now we are serious to combat some of this graft. It's so easy to unearth some of these things, but the complexities that we very often encounter has to do with the fact that the people so if they allow it in, their friends say there will be a blowback. Is the reason why you see all these things. What can special prosecutor and you couldn't answer for? They didn't do any investigation. They decided to kill the matter, and it's the reason why we are here. So I am expecting President Mahama to open your friends saying an investigation into this whole Sicily pattern, because it's an issue that cannot go to sleep.
The office of the special prosecutor was also prosecuted.
Now, say the person that appointed these individuals, wasn't ready to fight corruption. We see, they were interested in the political narrative. But in reality, that wasn't what they were doing, because he never set up the office of the special prosecutor to fight corruption. One special prosecutor I was at the University of Ghana, Radio University. I told them, sir, it is one of the most useless offices that we've created, because when you're president, now we are committed to fight corruption. You don't need offices, you need political will and political commitment. If you have it, you have the AG department, you have other institutions that resource them, give them the prosecutorial power and authority, let them prosecute. You don't need to set up special prosecutor.
Office of the special prosecutor, Yunguno.
Oh, maybe the president, willing to fight corruption. That office is useless. We don't need it. Resource various AG's department. You can create regional offices in for
or the National Investigation Bureau.
Exactly. Let them take the issues of prosecution up, and then because already some of these institutions are under resourced when they come to money in as for so duplicating the offices in as for special prosecutor go and look at the amount of money I alcohol. No be sounds out to Nkrumah abebe crown so mother abebe court abebe defaulter. Nothing has come out of that particular thing. So it's a useless creation. You understand? We need political will, political commitment, and the president should be ready to say, this person has done this. It's not which
office of the special prosecutor cases oma prosecute any sika oma retrieve Ade Abia ebikra DC now involved in illegal mining and the keka iti adentina yembo mabaso say at least oma yadwuma kakra.
I'm yet to see the amount of money they've been able to recover. I'm yet to see those amount of money. Then now what just also against the resources and the amount of money that has gone into that particular office in the operations. Then as for now, say one to say MP before now bash Kisia Jaben so akoto Ben say bulletproof and as for cost involved as for people were even saying say or no ankasa no prosecute So the whole office now abaya scandal.
It yenguno.
It necessary. What I need is political commitment from the president. So the AG and other institutions, they have every power to take up issues of corruption. We are willing now. You can. You don't need to. You see, say you need that particular way. You set that conventional deterrence now. 2 days ago, are you aware? Say South Korea President Nkrumah meeting na omuko tware no che no eko detainee no for issues of corruption. This is the level these people have taken deterrence to. For a whole sitting president to be arrested, detained, and as if no, it shows that they've gone to a certain level. Can we do the same thing?
Any constitution, remember Constitutional Review Committee, Namimbusa thought on one of the institutions that I think that we should review its powers.
Okay.
Since it has the powers of an appeal court judge, I think they have powers to prosecute, but then the constitutional provision prosecute, and that is the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, SHRAJ. I don't know your take on it. Would you suggest say SHRAJ prosecutorial powers? Na Office of the Special because SHRAJ an established institution with presence across all the districts and regional capitals in this country. What do you think of that?
Yes, Abeku said that we can governance no idea every day be a and it must reflect the daily needs of the people. It's one of the arguments Abba up in one of the days. Man for Akase. Even before on a special prosecutor, people were even pushing, said, then why don't we give them that particular power mandate? But some people also argue, say, Rem no monam no, because it has to do with issues of criminality. Let them concentrate on that particular line. Now you resolve issues in that particular line. Now other institutions or more prosecutorial powers and let them deal with issues of crime. You see, it's an argument we can have a roundtable discussion and go into. You understand? But I think, say, the most crucial and the most important aspect of it has to do with the political will and the commitment on the part of people who rise to political prominence. Say, am I willing to prosecute? Prosecuting your political opponent is the easiest thing to do. But the question is, when it comes to how willing are you to take up the issues? And when they exposed to President Akufo-Addo when he became president, because with a special prosecutor, he thought, say, some kind of an institution that was going to go after past government.
Opponent.
Yes, so what Abraham Martina Midua are so peeved about the NDC. He thought it's an opportunity. I'll bet me I'm manipulating to maneuver him to go after. But you see,
when you're back crunchy,
Martina Midu is somebody who is you won't even flip in the sao. He has his convictions intact. So I know the day when that particular operation was not moving on, then it turned out to be something different.
The motive behind the Office of the Special Prosecutor, according to who innocent Ivan, and they said Nana Akufo-Addo pese or they hunting former government appointees and amfa.
Yeah, that was the intent.
I said what to edubone.
Yes.
Oh, now Edrono Okoto yeno. O yusu Martina Midu no. Now on NDC for Entemungo.
Yes.
Say or no. Embrana ombe head Office of the Special Prosecutor. And Martina Midu no Obaye no sit Nanaduna the mother serpent
yes.
of corruption.
Yes. And you see on one kasa crab and make that confession clearly say I feel the one who say omokofa no ba say ombe which hand the other side. But later now who so obey na dwuma no the president decided this is a special prosecutor finance minister Timi friend de ko che demu report men fa mabon. You see nanka obi a we are willing to fight corruption. Now the guy has availed himself to help you fight corruption. What is your problem? You understand?
Professor Frimpong Boateng a report the Office of the President through the Chief of Staff Mame Frema Opare and Nema Ekoso Galamsey illegal mining excavators and the keka ho yenim say yenu private investigator anas areme yaw investigation ema yehu one of the institutions Nana Ado Akufo-Addo set up ministerial committee on illegal mining Galamsey at the Office of the President, and in few months they were in office, they were indicted allegedly, and even with evidence of video collecting bribe and the keka home. Do you think says our cases we yanko review Professor Frimpong Boateng report no yanko fa anas video by your friends ministerial committee on illegal mining and office of the president young kofa brana when a Ghana for referee President Mahama.
You see, these are crimes against the state, and these are issues. Abeku, don't underestimate it. These are issues that Ghana for Gina Somotuaba, because it got to a point that Ghana for lose faith in democracy. Now even now that Brantia Traore Iba Nkrumah at the Independence Square, Shakwana man for a budget. So this is a cool leader. He has come to a democratic, elected president inauguration. Then another day he stole the whole show. Clearly it shows that people are gradually losing confidence in a democratic setup because of some of these issues. And I think that we need to revisit some of these issues. I get it to the bottom of it, because there is a growing impunity. Na say young klepo na I get it out of hands. Then people in government under John Mahama, don't forget, say they are not coming from China. They are not coming from Burkina. They are Ghana for a year. Some of them have even been in power before, and they are going to take a cue from this, because if we don't act, I know the day we need to revisit some of these issues and make sure that we prosecute people.
Ivan
send a message to these people.
Innocent, a youth activist and a social commentator. Yedana CP, he's one of the brains behind Point of Order. Ade Akye Abia, bro. Now Point of Order no, Jumedia, Abba be stay, Abba be jina. Ade Akye issues be ekoso, in the political social circles. Now he said that His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama has been practically exceptional. Within 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks in office, and Niama Waye, any steps are what taking, and I think so the unifier spirit and Kabum Wako Tumfuo. Person will come mind boom, wa acknowledging Nanado and the role that Nanado can play in restoring peace in Boku. We any shot or said na ho brasier or kwaso for chain sa any yada onyankopon ase. In modern governance, you don't need a crowd, but you need efficiency. So far, so good. These are the words from Ivan Che Innocent. Ivan, you better CP. Father Abba Haidi and nature say because it's a father of my studios. Our managing director, Dr. Father Dixon, passing through. Thank you so much to see you, boss.
Now, going forward, I think we need to guard what is happening, because see, we are the sentinels, are destined to protect the infrastructure of liberty in this country, freedom, governance, everything. If we go to sleep, we will lose this country. So irrespective of where you stand across the political divide, NDC, MPP, we need to take upon ourselves. It is our duty to ensure that we protect Ghana. O party doesn't matter. Let us keep fighting.
Monica, sir. Ivan, a youth activist and social commentator. Oshene Kesia, I'd say General Mosquito. Nano Kasapa, Echeni Nipedia. Ivan Adasipi, thank you so much for coming. All right.
Okay, FM 101.7.
Kwame, me ya umwao. Me ba penyin no kane no animade pa. Na so nan se boa no obon. Me dwene ho amenti ase.
Na so we dey simple gra. Fanuko White Stone Dental and Eye Care. Na yen checking anima no.
Oh, jai samani abrewate. Me ba bona me ka asma chwas me Fanuko Eye Care clinic.
Na wonnim se enkwada bi wono mo a. Wo de sua enko yie nyina no efi wani. Akwada bi wo a abra teacher ni kyira de no. Won hu ade ni yi. So wote anima na so wote akire. E ba ne sa. Fanabra White Stone Dental and Eye Care. Nyenye nhwemu mfa na ni no. Oha bia entam so bewe na esia no ama no.
Ayampa o. Na sekro ni yade no eba emonka ye. Wadwe o se bibia ye fine. Wo be ko na bibia ka echi na wani sei. Na sekro masate se wono momoja broso na esiche yade no. Aya na momoni yade pa.
Sapepepe. Onipa bia kra no afimu one kwa check up awani ho kra no. Enyem prenu. White Stone Dental and Eye Clinic say fa wonu wabusu nyina. Ebra ni enye hwehwemu emfa mani ene mo se ho oho bia no ye behwe ni asia no e de amamo ye wo abafu mfidie ultra modern diagnostic machines ahodo a ye de ye san hwehmu no ye dwuma efo nso de wani wote enti ba ye beje o fel so White Stone Dental and Eye Care e wo East Legon ye be MTN office kese no free wo 024 225 1983 and 024 045 2992 White Stone Dental and Eye Care. When ni ano kania.
Into what ye? The piano will mean your phone. Ade, omutu ya okana.
Ani oma. Se me koso wa yusu mi MTN no a. Na me nya points no more. Na me to me the points ni nya airtime, data, ne discounts for shops, any restaurants.
Hey, into waiting na de bia eye mu mia mu phones no. Na mo kan kire yen. Ama yenso ya enjoy bi.
Oh man.
We dey kill you with enjoyment. Yeah, the MTN rewards. Koswa kasa, test it. Now browse the money the biada, not 2 points. I don't know who the bet you are chedian. Yeah, so and then yeah, the check what a chedian price area. And for so be free. And one say over dialing *550#. Now what your reward? Sisia, Joe Yanko, everywhere you go.
What's in your MTN so?
Okay, FM 101.7.
Abeku Santana on OK FM, the best driven in the capital of Accra, Ghana.
Silly, it's Mr. Drew, highly spiritual.
It's your boy Cream, hey, shake it. Well, I am when I'm at the you know you go be mad at day. You go be mad at day. If you see my baby, girl, I'm sad. Be the feeling I get love.
Hey, Dana Samoy. My body, na my friend.
Okay, FM 101.7.
Baby, don't be late.
Abeku Santana on OK FM, the best driven in the capital of Accra, Ghana.
Small baby, and yes, I may have quadruple. Oh, you are watching me fair to do. And as I may shoot to lead, Nasa was serious. And yes, I may want to tell me. Oh, you was serious, and I am before. Sink it here and do them. Hey, girl, you blow my mind and go for the I do. Cause I think about you all the time and all of the things you do. Girl, you make out a Rico. You make a Rico.
Okay, FM 101.7.
Right, 28 minutes after 5.